Hi. I am deeply grateful to Mahindra and to the management of Mahindra for the very simple reason that you have provided an opportunity to a small city, rather a town till some time ago, on a platform of this stature. So, and this comes from my heart. Cities like Dehradun, Tier 2, Tier 3, whatever you choose to call them, and even states like Uttarakhand do not make it to such kind of, if I were to say, power-packed platforms. Having said that, you see this beautiful picture here, and a lot of what has been said today has actually resonated with me because our words could have been different. Bishan might have used different words. In fact, Anirban started with this single-use plastic. That's what he spoke about, and so did Tia. So to come to the Doon Valley, this is about 2,200 square kilometers. That's the area. We are flanked on one side. For those of you, I guess many of you would have perhaps been to Dehradun. So we have the Himalayas on one side. We have the Shivaliks on the other side. And the two, in fact, the holiest rivers in India, Ganga and Yamuna, both flank the Doon Valley. So, and in fact, if you look at the natural flow of the two rivers, it is also in the Doon Valley that the Ganga and the Yamuna come closest to each other. We are environmentally and ecologically very, very rich. We have, as you know, mountains, we have rivers, we have wildlife, we have forests, we have biodiversity, we have the hill station of Mussoorie, and we also have the capital city of Dehradun. So it's very, very unique in that sense. We are about 2 million people, 20 odd lakh people stay in the Doon Valley. There is also a history with judicial activism because Dehradun in the 80s was kind of damaged, Dehradun, Mussoorie, with limestone quarrying. So the Doon Valley, in fact, is one of the first cases in the country where the Supreme Court intervened and declared the valley as an eco-sensitive valley. So this happened about 30, 35 years ago. I think the Doon Valley, like many other valleys or very other cities, also presents an apt case study on how rapid and unplanned urbanization continues to damage the city and the ecosystem around us. So my presentation is about 13, 14 odd slides. I am going to take you through a little bit of advocacy that we do, what is important for us. I'm also going to share very briefly a few things that we work on. We largely work on cities and we largely work on waste. And even within the waste basket, we look at plastic. So just briefly into that. And more importantly, when I conclude, I want to conclude with a takeaway. So, when we were having lunch, I was having a chat with Varsha, your colleague Varsha, and she asked me, the question was that, what do you think, how to take this ahead? So I also have a suggestion, and that's how I'm going to wrap it up. So in the course of our work, we think and we talk a lot about the mountain region of our country, the Indian Himalayan region. And as you know, there are 10 mountain states in India, starting from Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand on the north, and then Arunachal, Nagaland, Tripura, Sikkim, Manipur, Mizoram, and Meghalaya. These are the 10 states. And then you also have few districts in Bengal, West Bengal, and also in Assam. And this part of the country is a large numbers of hotspots of resilience. 65% forest cover, 16% area of the country is in the Indian Himalayan region, and only 4% of the people in our country are living in the in this part of the country. Migration, which is called palayan in Hindi, is a very, very sort of topical issue for us. If I were to jump to plastic now, waste has also become one of the big flashpoints, for this resilience story and the story of sustainability. In fact, plastic, single-use plastic, has become such a big menace that in the year 2018, in the World Environment Day, which concluded now on the 5th of June, the theme was Beat Plastic Pollution. So I think it's obvious that all the global agencies are waking up to this. Also, Prime Minister Modi, when he won the Champion of the Earth Award from the United Nations, he won it for the resolve and pledge that India has taken that by 2022, India will become a single plastic-free country. So the nation has made a commitment that we will, we make a commitment that, we'll get rid of all the plastic. As an organization, one of our priorities is to advocate that don't only look at plastic from an ocean standpoint. Plastic is a killer also for the mountain regions of our country. It is not only the oceans, because the typical thing with mountain or mountain landscape is that whatever is happening in the mountain is coming downstream. So, sooner or later, it is going to impact you. This is also, I think, very, very interesting. And again, organizationally, this is something that, we speak a lot about. मैं थोड़ी हिंदी में बात करूँगा यहाँ पे. हमारे प्रदेश में जो बात होती है जल जंगल जमीन के बारे में बात होती है. हमारे प्रदेश में हमेशा जल जंगल जमीन, which is land, water and forest. But I think, so, of course, this is very, very vital and very, very important. But at the same time, we have to realize that there are new environmental challenges and the challenge of waste. And, particularly plastic, which is coming through. As an organization, we are very comfortable. We work with large number of government agencies. You see many sort of pictures there of various government agencies. We are also partners with Janagraha, and in fact, I'm very grateful to Janagraha as well. That's how we are here, because we are running short of time, so I'll just skip this. I'm going to take you through 3 very quick initiatives that, we are taking at a local level. And also, when our own plastic journey started, we started with, so there's history. I won't go so much into the history. But we started with something known as brand audits. We try to identify through this waste that who are the biggest plastic polluters. And in our country, there's, there's something known as the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016 and also Solid Waste Management Rules 2016. So one very important component which is enshrined in these rules is called the concept of extended producer responsibility, where corporates need to take responsibility for their products. So the intent behind these brand audits is to really go and dirty your hands in that waste and really try and identify who are the companies which are selling these products, which are, because they really need to take accountability, they need to take responsibility for their waste. So this is something that, we've done repeatedly. We have done it in Haridwar, Rishikesh, Mussoorie, and so on and so forth. Another slightly interesting thing that we did was we did something which was branded as a Maggie point audit. And I'm of course very sure that many of you travel across the length and breadth of the country. And when you do so, you see many, many roadside shacks, and most of them are called Maggie points. So, it's become very generic, this whole Maggie point. And how does a Maggie point dispose of their waste? So we did, a fairly sort of simple study. But the findings of the study, they resonated, and they resonated so strongly that the Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy of Administration, which is, the nursery for all the IS trainees in the country in Mussoorie, they got in touch with us. And, how big is plastic, or how big is this menace, you can understand when all the officer trainees in the IS Academy write to the Nestle company and make a plea that please, when you're selling Maggie, because Maggie is, there's only 100 milligrams, start making Maggie in bigger packets, because this, not only Maggie, why only single out Nestle, but large number of such products are, absolutely destroying the fragile ecosystem of our mountain landscape, so just sort of raising awareness over there. There are this is my own Facebook. I've been on Facebook for about 7-8 years. And you see 2 posts here. So this post on the left was posted on 26th of May. And the post on the right is a typical post. So whenever I usually post on Facebook, I get 100 likes, 150 likes. And I'm talking about my profile, not my page. 100 likes, 150 likes, 200 likes. But look at the post here. This post, which was put out on the 26th of May 2018, got 3,500 shares, 732 comments, and more than 2,000 likes. So, and why do I have this slide here? I have it here because, when we look at this, we somehow felt that this cause or this issue, it really hit the people. And, people responded as to how we should consume. People responded about role of multinats and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to present this one single slide of social media. And this is a little bit of a success story. So when all of this was happening, we are truly grateful to Nestle that what Nestle has done is that, they've come up with this scheme for the Doon Valley. And they have said that, so it's a recycling scheme. So since, we don't have so much time, I'll in fact jump these two also, and I'll come to this. What next? So my suggestion to you would be that instead of going ahead, we go back. And can we go back? And we go back to what? So we go back, and I want to share a simple sort of real story here. In the 70s, many of you might have heard about the Chipko Andolan, the Chipko movement, the very famous Chipko movement of Uttarakhand in the 70s. When in a distant village called Village Reni in district Chamoli, in the far-flung corners of Uttarakhand, a band of women under the leadership of Gaura Devi, they came together and they came and hugged the trees because they were revolting against the contractor mafia. So Gaura Devi and her ilk did not know the words green, they did not know environment, they did not know sustainability, they did not know anything at all. It was just a way of life, it was a way of living for them. So my submission to the Mahindra Group is that is it possible for the Mahindra Group to adopt the Doon Valley or to adopt the city of Dehradun? And then jointly, we try and go back, because there's a lot of knowledge, there's a lot of culture, there's a lot of history. And is it possible to assimilate all of that and merge that with new technology and then hopefully come up with something, with a model which is resilient, so you also try and test it out, and then, yeah, inshallah, maybe when we meet next year, then we see, if we reach anywhere. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Anoop. It's people like you, the gentleman who